The show begins 25 years ago from the present day when God suddenly vanished, and the blame was placed solely on humanity. The angels decided to wipe humanity out, led by Archangel Gabriel. While some higher angels decided to stay neutral, the lower angels possessed human bodies and joined Gabriel in his genocide. On the other hand, the most powerful Archangel, Michael, decided to side with humanity, teaching them how to build strongholds. Rumors started to circulate that he also saved a child, marked by magic, who is the chosen one to save mankind. After the first onslaught known as the War of Extermination, Gabriel and his angels retreated and an uneasy peace hung over the world. We are then transported to the present day, where one of Archangel Michael's soldiers, Lannon, parks his big army vehicle outside a ruined casino. He hears weird noises and goes into the casino to explore it further. Inside, he finds 3 angels, in human bodies, playing cards. They have long nails and strange black veins on their skin. One invites him to join them in an extremely creepy voice. In response, Alex shoots the angel, and the rest immediately start to chase him. We see an angel in the body of a woman leaping vast distances and crawling across walls. Fortunately, Alex jumps into a jeep and drives off, leaving the women behind. But the male angel grows black wings and follows his vehicle. As he drives towards a walled town, he contacts a command center to open the gates, notifying them that there's an angel in pursuit. He yells at them to open the gate while battling the angel, who breaks his window and attacks him with his tongue. He drives at the gates while warnings blare in the command center, and automated defenses start buzzing ominously. As the car comes to a hard stop, the angel is yanked off the vehicle and flies into the city's anti-aircraft guns. The angel is then blasted to smithereens by high explosive rounds. Inside, the walled confounds. 2 guards check him for possession while the head of security lectures him on leaving the city without clearance. Instead of reprimanding him on the spot, Alex is sent to Archangel Michael as he is one of the Archangel's men. The scene then cuts to a room where one of the most powerful leaders of the city, Vega, has a conversation with Archangel Michael. The two have unresolved feelings, as it is forbidden for a human and an angel to be romantically involved. When he says that he is worried because he shouldn't have kids, Vega sensibly tells him to stop loving her. Mitchell then jumps out a window, growing wings on the way down. Meanwhile, Alex is driven slowly through the streets of Vega, the fortified remains of Las Vegas that are surrounded by 25 miles of impenetrable wall. He is taken for questioning to see how he got out of the city with a vehicle. But the interrogation is interrupted by Michael, who reminds Alex of the strict laws about not leaving the city. Meanwhile, Alex tells the Archangel about the incident near the casino, including the unusual flying angel that attacked him. Following this, Michael whips him as punishment for leaving the city. After 3 lashes, the military leader of Vega, General Reason, arrives to tell Alex to go back to duty. He also warns the soldier to keep the incident involving the violent angels a secret. After Alex leaves, he and Michael argue. The Archangel thinks Alex lacks discipline, while Reason reminds him that the soldier once saved his daughter, Claire. Afterwards, Alex goes to see Claire, who is teaching a class of children about the wars between humans and angels. When the class is dismissed, Alex and Claire share a kiss. He promptly tells her about the incident that happened earlier and encourages her to ask her father for permission to marry him. In Vega, the citizenry is divided into several classes. V0 is bottom, while Alex falls in V2, and Claire is higher than that. Because of this, he wants to run off to another city, Delphi, where people are equal. She agrees to leave if her dad says no to the marriage. Later that night, Alex and his friends notice helicopters buzzing from the window of their barracks. A delegation from another human stronghold, Helena, arrives. They are dressed very differently and have brought a child, which is noteworthy since the enclave of Helena hides their children by law. Surprised, one of the soldiers asks if the kid might be the chosen one. To this, Alex replies that the chosen one is simply a myth. On the other hand, a scheming politician, Senator David Wheel, is meeting the head of Helena's delegation, Erica. He shows her the nuclear reactor that his team invented. Surprised with this development, Erica offers 500 childbearing brides, in addition to the usual trade, for the technology for the reactor. When she leaves to freshen up, David talks to his son, William. He reveals that Helena is the only enclave with an air force. This makes it an important ally to have, as the Wheels plan to usurp the Reasons out of power. Elsewhere, Michael also receives a guest, a man called Jeep, who has been presumed dead for 15 years. The Archangel reveals to him that the Wheels have built a statue in his honor. As they chat with one another, we see that Jeep has tattoos that are incomprehensible despite 15 years of him trying to decipher them. He also wants to know all about Alex before adding that war is coming. The next day, Claire briefly tells Alex she'll run away with him since she couldn't talk about them with her father. But they are interrupted by Michael, who collects Alex and takes him to see Jeep. Without any warning, the stranger attacks Alex and they fight until the latter wins. It is then revealed that Jeep is Alex's father who left him when he was a child, making him an orphan in Vega's lowest class. The soldier then disowns his father and leaves, leaving Jeep with a broken heart. That night, Jeep meets with the ruling council to give some bad news. Their enemy Archangel Gabriel has built a big fortress and gathered a huge army of the possessed in the mountains of Colorado. These angels have wings that help them fly. Furthermore, he adds that some of the higher angels have decided to join Gabriel in the war against humanity, and they are impossible to distinguish from humans. These angels are named powers, warrior angels meant to keep other angels in line. This includes Fortified, an angel Michael recognizes. To counter this threat, Jeep and Michael say they know who the Chosen One is but refuse to reveal his identity at the moment. In response, Wheel stands up and refuses to believe Michael about pinning his hopes on a child god. He says that the war continues until humans or angels are wiped out, and they need to go ahead with their Jubilee festival to bring hope to the people of Vega. That night at the Jubilee celebration, Centaur Wheel makes a big speech which includes the engagement of Claire to his son, William. This sudden announcement surprises Claire, but her father, General Reason, seems to have known about this. To add to the surprises, the senator also unveils a gladiator-like fight between Vega's champion fighter, Thomas, and the captured 8-ball angel. Michael and General Reason are not amused that he brought the enemy into the city. Meanwhile, in a fortress in the mountains of Colorado, Gabriel sees through the 8-ball's eyes and waves at Michael. The possessed woman duplicates his movement, snaps her chains, and uses them to club Thomas to the floor. She then leaps into the crowd that scatters in panic as she grabs spectators and kills them mercilessly. Enraged, Michael leaps from his viewing stand, wings out, and stabs her. But she's not the only problem. A wave of winged angels approaches the city, getting far closer than expected before being noticed. Alarms ring out and the city's automated defense starts attacking the enemy. This causes all the civilians to run for shelter. During the chaos, Alex is stuck in a dilemma where he can either follow Claire or help a lower-class kid. He goes for the kid and collects her before reaching Claire. The two kiss in public and she tries to discuss the wedding. On the other hand, Alex wants to leave the city while it's under attack, but she begs him to stay, promising that she'll fix it. They then head towards the bunker for safety. Unfortunately, the two angels manage to get over the wall using their wings and head to the reactor. One of these is Fortified, who is wearing armor that makes him bulletproof and turns his wings into weapons. Near the nuclear site, Michael confronts Fortified, and a ferocious fight breaks out between the two. Humanity's savior is able to overcome his enemy, but not before Fortified destroys the reactor, blacking out the city. Inside the bunker, Alex insists on leaving to help Michael, but Jeep makes him stay to protect the leaders if the safehold is breached. Suddenly, the little child from Helena stabs Jeep in the stomach before leaping into an air vent. The kid's agility suggests that he too is an angel. Before drawing his last breath, Jeep calls his son the Chosen One. As he dies, the tattoos on his arms disappear and transfer to Alex. Following this, Claire kneels before him and Wheel has the entourage from Helena arrested despite Erica's protests. However, General Reason is not in agreement as he doesn't want a war with Helena. The senator, on the other hand, thinks that the demonstration was perfect, reminding everyone who the enemy was and what they had to be focused on. He then examines Alex's arms and urges everyone to keep the Chosen One a secret. Soon afterward, Michael arrives and tells everyone the reactor is safe. He confirms the boy was another power angel, and that Alex is indeed the Chosen One he saved. The Archangel then kneels as well. In the next scene, Alex goes back to Michael, who explains how he always watched over and helped train him. He adds that the tattoos are written in an unknown language, and Alex must learn how to read them since they're a guide on what to do. When the Chosen One stares at his tattoos, they move, forming words, "Beware of those closest to you." In the meantime, William goes to a secret meeting and kneels before the angels. In a twist, it is revealed that he is the son of Archangel Gabriel, and not of Senator Wheel. A few days later, General Reason asks the status of the reactor to his subordinates. He is informed that it will hopefully be back to full power in a couple of days. Meanwhile, several senators call David reckless for letting an 8-ball into the city and accuse him of putting all their lives at risk. In response, he says he wanted to use the beast to remind Vega of the enemy they face. Later that night, Alex meets Claire in her chambers and urges her to run away from Vega with him. However, she says they can't go, pointing out that Vega needs him as a uniting force. Irritated by the suggestion, he accuses Claire of being a spoiled princess. Enraged, she orders him to leave her chamber after calling him a drunkard. David pours a drink as Ryzen comes in. He says good cover on lying about where the 8-ball was found. He thanks him for stepping in, and he says he can't have his bureaucrat in jail. And David says he keeps the city running for him. He asks what Ryzen wants, and he says they don't need religious fervor breaking out over the Chosen One. Meanwhile, Gabriel cuts the celebration in his tower short and flies to see Michael in neutral territory. He tells his fellow Archangel there's no shame in surrender. He adds that their father isn't here because his creation, the humans, has turned out to be such an epic failure. In response, Michael points out that Gabriel is upset because their father favored the humans over the angels. Before flying away, the bloodthirsty Archangel says the humans don't need his brother now as they have the Chosen One. Back in Vega, Erica is called to see David. He accuses Helena of siding with Gabriel and demands the city's air force in return for her life. However, she says that her city would mourn her passing and then bomb Vega into oblivion. On the other hand, Alex is handed new orders to go serve in House Wheel. But before he can report to duty, Michael comes and drags him up to a roof. There, he tells the soldier that Gabriel knows about him being the Chosen One, which makes him a target. Alarmed by this revelation, Alex says if he's supposed to unite mankind, he must be powerful and will have to fight angels like Michiel. The Archangel reminds that he's not an enemy, pointing out that Alex has to trust him now. In response, the Chosen One replies that everything he ever told was a lie. Alex then reveals that he read one of his tattoos last night, and it said, "Beware those closest to you." Following this, Alex reports for duty to the wheelhouse where David asks to speak to him. The senator reveals that he was a televangelist who sold religion on TV before the war. Admitting the error of his past beliefs, he urges Alex to refuse to believe in the myth of the Chosen One. After admitting to not believing in the myth, Alex asks why he was transferred to his house. David reveals that General Ryzen sent him here. Later that day, Becca tells General Ryzen that he can't keep his worsening health condition a secret much longer. She tells him that he needs to tell Claire, and it may convince her to marry William. In a surprising twist, she reveals that she knows about the General's frequent visits outside and inquires why, but he asks her to leave without answering. Elsewhere, Alex runs into a maid and she spots the tattoos coming out of his cuff. Once she's alone, we see wings coming out of her back as she hisses and turns toward the direction where Alex went. On the other hand, General Ryzen looks out over the city when Michael joins him. He asks the angel about how Alex fits in the angel hierarchy, and Michael says he has a destiny, but it's not etched in stone. In the meantime, Alex comes to see Claire and apologizes for losing his temper the last time they talked. She kisses him and the two fall into bed. As she runs her hands up his back, we see the tattoos. However, he reveals he would burn them off if he could. Their intimate moment is interrupted by the maid he ran into earlier. She comes out and spreads out her wings. Alarmed, Alex takes his gun out and points it at her. However, she kicks it out of his hands just as Claire comes out to check on the noise. The angel turns its attention towards her and hurts her. Fortunately, Alex interrupts and battles the angel in an elevator. He opens a gas line before she comes around the corner and throws his lighter. The explosion causes her wings to go up in flames and she struggles, but is able to fly away eventually. Later that day, Alex is in the locker room, packing up his stuff when Claire joins him. Realizing that he is leaving Vega, she asks to join him as he has a terrible sense of direction. However, he insists he must go alone and walks away. At the castle in Colorado, the injured angel flies back to Gabriel and says Alex is the Chosen One. She reveals that he was stronger than she expected, which leaves the Archangel in deep thought. In the next scene, Alex drives into the night but feels an itching on his arm. His tattoos are acting weird, but he tries to ignore them. In the ending scene, we see Reeson visiting a mystery woman. He has brought her a pot of something he says is her favorite. He then tosses his jacket off and sits on her bed. After the mysterious woman comes, she straddles and kisses him. The woman looks young and evil, and her place is creepy with oddly dressed mannequins.